I invite love and light, protection and perfection. Well, hello there, friends. Thank you for joining me. Today's Wednesday, June 25th, 2025, and we are now in the new moon in Cancer. This is the first new moon following the summer solstice here in the Northern Hemisphere, and it is in the water sign of Cancer. The crab, also known as, is in the fourth house, and it is dealing with home and family. Ruled by the moon, this cardinal sign of the zodiac relates to the mother archetype. Given that the new moon is the darkest of the 8 phases of its cycle, we are bathed in an empty field of pure potential. This can be a time of radical rebirth, an invitation to come home to our bodies and back to ourselves, to connect with our own inner nurturer. Out there in the cosmos, we've got Mercury, who is in Cancer, conjunct with Jupiter, the king of the gods, along with the sun and the moon right now. And for the next year ahead, Jupiter will be in Cancer, which is the sign of home and family and our roots. Expanding our minds to new dimensions, increasing our ability to see the big picture, and supporting our ability to understand the message our emotions carry so that we may more clearly articulate what we are feeling and thinking. We will be cultivating emotionally safe and nourishing connections. This is a fertile soil allowing us to bloom. Remember that home is not just a place, it is a feeling of belonging, of being nurtured, of finding inner peace and stability while also allowing ourselves to be vulnerable. What do you need to feel these things? Meanwhile, we've got Venus in Taurus, who brings positivity, creativity, and a sense of the luxurious for us all. Mars is in Virgo in a friendly sextile with the sun and the moon, urging us towards refining our abilities to assert ourselves and be a catalyst for change, even while Saturn reassures us to stand still. Meanwhile, Neptune joins Saturn in Aries, creating a square with the balsamic moon phase of this moon, shining a light on our fears, perhaps leading to some delusional thinking. And this is, there's this tension between our need to nurture ourselves and going after what we desire. And in this pressure, there is the gift of discernment, teaching us how to know when it is time to let go and otherwise to persevere and to hold on. And as these two planets, Saturn and Neptune, spin their way through the first sign of the zodiac, we might feel called to establish some new routines that honor both our need for structure, which is Saturn, and our desire for spiritual connection, which is Neptune. Uranus joins Venus in Taurus, encouraging us to examine and reinvent our relationships with how we value finances, beauty, and stability, interestingly enough. Meanwhile, Pluto is still in retrograde in Aquarius, asking us to revisit some abandoned things that are begging to be transformed. And it appears in the quincunx, or inconjunct aspect with the sun, the moon, and Jupiter and Mercury, who are all in Cancer right now. While Mars in Virgo is also kind of quincunx the moon, creating what is called a yod configuration. This narrow triangle, see if I can get that yet, narrow triangle is often called the finger of God and asks for drastic transformation of our relationship with the planet at the apex, which happens to be Pluto, adding some great evolutionary pressures to this cosmic soup that we're in. For today's guided intention setting session with Cancer the Crab, I'd like for you to get settled in your seats, take a deep breath to breathe out, and get settled in your seat. Find a nice, comfortable seated position here. And we're going to imagine ourselves stepping at a threshold of all that is familiar. So just maybe imagine a doorway or an entrance to some kind of opening or exit, as it were. As for me, I'm imagining myself walking out my front door, right? Beyond the threshold of the familiar here. And let's do some 4, 7, 8 breaths to really get present and fully embodied right now. So take your hands in a nice open receiving posture. Have them sitting open in your lap, and let's breathe in for 4. And hold for 7, allowing that divine to entwine. And as we release, let go. Whatever it is, it's not thine or mine. And again for 4, inviting the divine. Hold for 7 as you allow the divine to entwine, divine, and release the energy that's no longer mine or thine. Giving thanks for the peace inside. And again, allow that divine to entwine. Maybe sip in another breath here, if it feels right. And release. Yeah, that's about right. And as we stand at this threshold with the familiar at our backs and the unknown before us, let's imagine ourselves stepping over beyond that threshold to discover a place of nature, of natural beauty, whether that be a beach or a lakeside or a meadow or a mountaintop, whatever it is that you choose to imagine, a cave perhaps. Allow yourself to meander until you find a place where you can sit and be still in this landscape. And just take a few moments to just arrive. Let's recall back all of our energy for this moment, all of our past energies, imagining a beautiful golden orb that just grows in size. As we call back all of our energies through the cosmos, all of our shoulda, coulda, wouldas, wish I didn't. And just see this orb now beginning to expand and shine brighter. And now let's invite all of our present energies. All of our have-tos, need-tos, gotta-dos. Just like, see those like little like lightning bolts just streaming back to the powerful fulcrum of this present moment, joining in the arc, adding to that energy that is our innate IZness. And now imagine inviting all of our future energies, all those perhapses, right? The maybes, the somedays, would like tos, all these dreams, possibilities, and desires, right? Just come streaming forth from the pure potential that is in this darkness to join us right here, right now, in the sacred moment of the present. Good. Bring your hands over your heart space and feel yourself just absorbing this orb into your body. Imagine it's like a drop of water being rejoined with the ocean of your heart. And as it does so, in the same way that a drop of dye dropped into water just kind of diffuses, see this light now diffuse throughout your whole body, being carried by your circulatory system through your heart into your lungs and your arms and your legs and your torso and your head, down to the tips of your fingers and your toes, into every organ. into the marrow of your bones where those stem cells are being created. And see each and every cell begin to shimmer from this light, being fully charged. And from this space, you become a beacon of bright light. See yourself, feel yourself, imagine the glow, the heat, the waves, and the light emanating off of your form. And now let's, pardon me, call upon the great weaving mother, that beautiful nurturing archetype that connects all things into the fabric of life. And allow yourself to hold space for the great weaving mother to enter this moment in space and time, and the safety that you've cultivated. In a moment of reverence, offer gratitude for the ways that the weaving mother has woven your life to bring you right here, right now, exactly to where you need to be, nowhere else you need to go, nothing else you need to do. You are valuable because you exist, perfectly imperfect, flawlessly flawed. And after you've had a moment to offer a moment of reverence to this energy of the great weaving mother, let's ask her to connect us with her divine threads to our own inner nurturer. And imagine however that is that makes sense for you as she does her work, spinning, weaving, connecting, helping you to feel supported and in right relationship with all that is good, beautiful, wise, and true. Maybe there's a certain spot on your body that the great weaving mother connects these threads, if you will, these strands of devotion and caring, of love, deep, deep, unconditional love. And as the great weaving mother finishes this work at your invitation, you notice now that there are circuits of energy traveling through these filaments that have now been reconnected, like a circuit board to the motherboard, right? Yeah. And holding your hands over your heart center, let's do another 4-7-8 breath to really flesh this out in our mind's eye, to feel it in our bodies. In for 4, inviting that divine. Holding for 7, allowing that divine to entwine. 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 And as you exhale, releasing old threads that no longer bind or confine. Giving thanks for this feeling of peace and safety inside. And now let's imagine dropping those roots of our body into the ground of the landscape that we find ourselves in. Down past the soil and the gravel, the clay, the bedrock, deeper still, to a source of underground water, and beyond that source of underground water, as we breathe in, we feel that underground water begin to travel up, just like soaking a dry wick, right? See those waters just being absorbed into your whole IZness. As you drop that root past the burning magma layer of the earth, and as your dried wick now passes there and is being nourished and moistened by this divine water below, see that flame now traveling up, and it's just burning away whatever fuel is there that no longer serves our highest and best good. Feel it traveling up your root center, up your feet. Breathe it up into your body, past the legs and your torso, your shoulders and your neck, down your arms and your head. And as you breathe out, blow away those old ashes and dust and debris that no longer serves you on your journey. And now allow that root to finish its journey deep into the center of the earth, to the core of Gaia. Let's offer a prayer of ho'oponopono to Mother Earth. I love you, Mother Earth. I'm sorry, Mother Earth. Please forgive me, Mother Earth. And thank you, Mother Earth. And as she receives this heartfelt prayer of forgiveness, feel her forgiving you back as she receives any of the heavy yuck that needs drained, any of the sludge, the grudges, the begrudges, the dirty old nudges. And as you feel Mother Earth receiving what you no longer need to thrive, in that negative empty space, in that vacuum, let's breathe in and allow that water from below now to really begin to suction through. It's like we've created our own circulatory system. I thought of a lazy river just now, being injected with water and flowing in its own little like figure eight loop of sorts. And just feel your whole body being hydrated by this water. It is dissolving any old yuck. It is cleansing the old soot, the old mud. It is dislodging any rocks that got stuck, any mineralization that kind of like, closed things off to a very small drip, now allowing a beautiful gushy flow. Because we are tubes within tubes within tubes within tubes. And see all those tubes of your physical body being cleansed and flushed, drained, so that you may purify, realign. And invite this water to address all 4 areas of your body, almost like imagine a pie with 4 pieces. And we've just cleared the physical body. Let's move over to the mental body. And imagine these waters just gently flushing away any crusty old emotions that we're ready to release. If you need to acknowledge them, feel free to express it, because emotions are energy in motion. And when they get stuck, that's when we create these imbalances in our field, these stagnant eddies where things no longer flow, but just kind of almost like what is that, like a little whirlpool? in a feedback loop, like attracting like, sucking more of the unwanted. So we're just going to allow these whirlpools of trapped emotional energy to be released with our breath. Breathe in and hold it. Maybe sip in some more. Wiggle around if you need to. And release. Imagining your breath blowing away these stormy clouds that's rained on your parade. Leaving behind clear, blue, peaceful skies with sparkling stars in them. Just twinkling beyond the horizon. And now let's bring our attention to the other third piece of our pie. This is the mental part of our body. Yeah, the little hamster wheel that we get stuck in. Let's just breathe some beautiful cleansing energy up into the mental sphere of our beingness. Almost like we're sticking that hamster wheel in the dishwasher and giving it a good rinse. Clearing it away of the little sticky thoughts, you know, that kind of act like Velcro. They keep you stuck on them. And with your breath, let's blow that away. Whew. Kind of feel like I need to do that again. So I'm going to breathe in for 4. And I'm going to hold it while I imagine a beautiful like tornado of cleansing chaos. Just clear away those old Velcro of sticky thoughts that keep me trapped in my mind. And maybe out of my body. Feels different. And now let's focus on the fourth pie of our IZness, and that is our spiritual body. Let's imagine those waters just roaming through, raging, cleansing, purifying, flushing. Maybe any beliefs that act as prison bars, limiting our experience, right? That keep us trapped in small ways of thinking or in circular patterns of habit that make us feel like we're spinning our wheels or stuck in some way or trapped. Let's allow that 50,000 foot view that our higher self holds, being able to see that larger picture where everything's always working out for our highest and best good. And let's surrender to the idea of trusting that right here, right now is exactly where we need to be. And in that surrender, feel your spiritual body basically being cleansed. I'm getting a car wash imagery. So we could drive this vehicle all shiny and new. Yeah, let's release any corrosion, any chemicals that might corrode our experience of peacefulness throughout our day. Good. And in this space of being fully cleared, we are now a vessel to be filled again. And let's set a little filter at the top of where we will be filled back in again. And in this filter at the top of our field, almost like works like a bottleneck, right? It's got to pass through this filter. This filter is our prime directive. And this prime directive is helping us reprioritize how we choose to spend our time, our attention, our energy, so that we may honor ourselves in this sacred now, so that we may nurture ourselves on all levels, not because it's selfish, but because it is selfless. Because when we put on our own oxygen masks, when we fill our own cups to the brim and we have some overflow to offer, that kind of generosity is a win-win-win. And as you see this beautiful filter at the bottleneck at the top of your field being reprogrammed with this new prime directive, let's breathe in and imagine from the top of our head at our crown chakra, we now have a beautiful net. Ooh, I'm getting goosebumps right now. A beautiful net extending over the top of our head. Almost like a veil of sorts, but it's this protective layer. It's allowing us to intelligently receive the resources that we need in order to thrive, while we also let go of that which needs to be released so that we may move forward fearlessly, fully embodied. Excuse me. And see this beautiful mesh fabric, maybe like an organza bag. This is nice and fine, right? And soft, and allowing, going all the way down past our torso and our hips and our legs and our feet. And just see this continuing down through our root body so that it filters whatever nutrients, whatever resources we receive beneath the surface as well. All the way down to connect with the core of Mother Earth. Now breathe up as you experience the fullness of this layer that you've created, this net, this it's like a net. All the way up our bodies. And allow whatever debris that needs to be released, go out that little bottleneck, so that we now have this laminar flow globe of water flowing around us, creating this beautiful bubble inside. And from inside this bubble of love and light, protection and perfection, let's breathe love into every cell of our body. We're just gonna take a couple of minutes here and do some deep breaths. And imagine that breath just drawing that love down through your whole body, down to that dantian area below your belly button. And as it reaches there, it's just filling you, so that it touches every cell, every mitochondria, powerhouse of the cell. Every strand of DNA that is part of your IZness is now being infused with the beautiful white golden light. And let's invite that white golden light from the heavens above. And as we breathe in, just see it come traveling down like a beautiful Xerox scan of light. And allow this beautiful Xerox scan to also mend any of the places where your field might have any rents or tears or warps in the weft or the weave. See that divine perfection with your blueprint being restored at this minute, in this second, in this hour, helping you to stand in all your power. all the way down to your toes and your roots and the tubes within tubes within tubes within tubes. See that light circulating within and without. Within, without. No energy is lost, it's merely transformed. One more 4, 7, 8 with the hands over your heart. Invite the divine as you breathe in for 4. Hold for 7 as you allow the divine to entwine and entwine. Entwine, divide, divide, entwine. And release. For 8. Letting go of what needs let go of at this time. And now inside this beautiful laminar flow globe where we are lit up from within to without. Our net has been rewoven intelligently, allowing us to receive what we need and release what we don't. Ask to be shown one way you can honor your temple. One way to honor all of your IZness right here, right now, for this 2-week period of the new moon in Cancer. And as you receive this guidance, acknowledge it. Imagine yourself following through. Break down the little steps that it takes to get ready, to get ready, to get ready. See yourself having done it. And feel what that feels like. Having heeded your best own advice. Having followed through. And honored yourself. All of you. And offer now, in return, a little gratitude rampage. Let's start by silently acknowledging all of the ways things are working out. We have breath in our lungs, water in our bodies, light around us to see. What are the things that you are grateful for in the realm of family and home? Offer gratitude for these things. In what ways are you provided for? In what ways do you feel seen and heard? Maybe your skills, talents, and joys. What are the things that you love to do that light you up from within, where you get this sense of flow, where time seems to stand still? What else are you grateful for? take a quick inventory. We've done family. How about friends or the field that you work in? How about your financial situation or how you care for your body, or how you feel connected to all it is, whatever name you give it. What brings you joy in life? Maybe bring your hands up to this beautiful gasho, hands coming together at your heart center with your thumbs touching your chest. And just breathe in this gratitude. Let your heart just bask in the gratitude. And to honor that respect, maybe give a little bow as you see yourself now approaching that familiar threshold we exited earlier. And allow yourself to return to the sense of home, of belonging. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Give gratitude for the safety and love that you felt during this new moon intention setting session. Thank you for allowing me to guide you. I hope that you got something juicy from the experience. And before I let you go, I did pull a card from my Sacred Rebels Oracle deck, just for us, just for today, just for this lunation. And it is card number 9. Excuse me. What do you feel? There are many opinions around you. Your path is your path to be chosen, lived, and created only by you. Sometimes we have to accept that any path is a path forward, and if it is not the best path, we can change our approach later on if needed. We don't have to be perfect. There is rarely ever a perfect choice to be made. Just some choices that feel more heart-honoring than others. We only really have our internal wisdom to rely upon, and that is all we need. Just make a choice based on what you feel right now and go from there. You are at a crossroads in your journey, and the choices you make at this time are powerful triggers for some great magic to enter your life. It matters less that you do the most wonderful thing ever, and more that you simply take an action from your heart. Don't worry about how it's all going to work out. Just spend some time with your own feelings and know that it is all going to work out perfectly. Thank you for joining me tonight. Namaste.